The Watchers is out in theaters, feature debut of Ishana Shyamalan, daughter of M. Night Shyamalan, which by the way sparked a lot of comments online about nepotism ruining Hollywood. And as much as I agree in some cases, in this one, I mean, guys, this film was made by a privately owned production company that belongs to M. Night Shyamalan. It's his money, it's not public office. Complaining about nepotism in a scenario like this is like going to a local grocery store and shouting at the owner for hiring his son to run a register. It's his money. He's not obliged to run a fair and open recruitment process. If he wants to hire his daughter and give her some money to do a project, then it's his complete right. Get over it. Anyway, the film is based on a novel by A.M. Shine, which I haven't read. It stars Dakota Fanning and is essentially a twisty, bendy, supernatural thriller, which is exactly what Shyamalan Sr. has gotten us used to. The story follows Mina, a woman working at a pet store in an Irish town. She's asked to deliver a parrot to another city and goes on this road trip and gets lost in a giant forest when her car breaks down. There's clearly something sinister around, especially after dark, and she gets saved at the very last moment by an elder woman named Madeline, who gives her shelter in this strange building. It's one giant room with 4 people in it, and one of the walls is a one-way mirror where the people see themselves, but whatever is outside can see them. And according to Madeline, if you follow a couple of simple rules, these watchers will allow you to continue to live. But of course, Mina doesn't just want to live, she wants to leave this place, she wants to escape. So rules will be broken. So unfortunately, it's not a good film. It's got a couple of interesting ideas in it that mostly end up being sort of half-baked, and it feels largely like a story which needed a bit more thinking, a bit more polishing before it could be truly coherent. I certainly enjoyed the basis in Irish folklore. I generally love that kind of stuff, so it was interesting to me. The premise of the single room building and not seeing the outside is fairly okay, but realistically gets abandoned pretty quickly. What I also liked is the tension in some of the scenes, just very individual ones, because the film overall is not very scary, but there is a scene in it where the characters go on a bus, and I thought it was going to go completely different direction, which is why I was super stressed. And this, expecting one direction, getting another. And this brings me to the biggest problem of the film, which is that the movie seems insistent on setting up a lot of details, a lot of foreshadowing for the main character, which the longer the movie goes, the clearer it becomes that it's leading to this pretty good plot twist. And then a twist does happen, and it's something completely different. And all this setup ends up being just completely irrelevant to the story, which is a bit infuriating, if I'm being honest. There's also the really weird story structure where at the end of the film you have the climax, then the release, and it seems like a very good moment to end the film. And then there's another reveal, and there's another climax, and only then it awkwardly and strangely ends. I think it would have been better if it was cut 10-15 minutes shorter earlier, even if that would leave things more open. I also want to say I didn't like the central performance at all. I thought Dakota Fanning is very one note and has one single expression throughout the entire movie. Also, small spoilers, but there are some gigantic plot holes in the movie, including the big question for me, the big logistic question, which is, how was the bunker built? The professor explains explicitly his process of building the surface building, but in that he says each night he would have to go hide in the bunker. Well, who built the bunker in the first place then? Because clearly you couldn't have done it in one day. It's just stupid. Anyway, there was some potential here, but the end product feels like a strange, half-cooked amalgam of several ideas that either go nowhere or go to unsatisfying places. I wish there was more to like. Unfortunately, it's fairly mediocre.